Heidi here from Rain Country. God is good all the time. Well, this is going to be one of my FAQ videos, and I thought I would approach this and just let people know that first, before I get into the topic, that yes, you can make capsules out of whatever herbs or spices you want to be able to take in medicinal form. It is a great option for those who would prefer that over some of the other options, which I will discuss. So nothing bad about that. It can be a great thing to do. Some people who are newer to my channel may not realize that I have several videos out on making different types of capsules. One of them in particular is on this one right here, which are my pain remedy capsules. These very rarely ever get used, but I like having them on hand just in case. So maybe my tincture or extract isn't going to work as good for me or for Patrick. I like to know that I've got this option on hand. If you'd like to see the video on the capsules, there's two different types in here, and what I put in them and how I made them, I'll go ahead and link to that video in the description box down below. When I do make them, I use the 00 size right here, and I get these from Amazon. I'm sure you can find them in your local health food store. Now, here's why I pretty much quit making the capsules. So for example, right here, you'll see in my bowl, I have a whole bunch of different types of capsules. I have the turmeric ginger, I think it's turmeric ginger and black pepper. These are ground up eggshells from my own chickens. I think this is moringa. I have spirulina and black walnut hull. So again, I almost never use these or take these like this, but I do have a nice little supply on hand if I ever need them for me or anyone else in a capsule form. But my thing about making capsules is that not only is it a hassle, even if you have one of those capsule fillers that you can get, which to me didn't seem worth it because it's still going to be a messy process. And it doesn't look to me like you could get them as full as I could get them doing them by hand, but that's going to be a matter of choice. The mess is one of the things I always hated about it, and the tediousness of it, but also the fact that, well, this adds more expense to what you're doing. So let's say especially if you're growing your own herbs and you make your own homemade vinegar, your own homemade wine that you can use for making extracts out of, well, if you're powdering and putting them in a capsule form, now you got to be dependent on buying the capsules themselves. Now, the same could apply for those who depend on vodka for making all their medicinal extracts, which yes, can be a good option for specific things, though not entirely necessary for all herbs. So when I make my own homemade extracts, I can do it completely without any added expense because I'm doing my homemade wine. Then I can use that or the homemade vinegar. I can use that as my solvent for extracting the herbs. And then I have a lot less mess. I can just take it in a little tiny glass or a teaspoon. And then there's also the option, like with the eggshells, what I will do is just add them to a little glass of water. You just need a couple of ounces, tops. And you can do that with any of your herbs. If you got them dried, just add them to a glass of water and drink them down really quick. And it could also be juice, it could be herbal tea, it could be coffee if you want. So for me, I'm saving myself a lot of time, added expense, and more simply by doing it the way I do it. But I also do understand that everybody's going to be a little different on what their body can handle. Some people can't even handle taking capsules, but they can more easily take a tincture or drink their eggshells or their diatomaceous earth down in a little shot of water. A lot easier than that. And some people's going to be completely the other way around. So this is why you don't hear me talk about capsule making a lot these days, is because I've sort of just kind of got myself away from it, but still like having these on hand and these on hand for absolute necessity. Like there was a recent testimony I was reading by one of my followers where she's taking cayenne pepper to help, mostly to help with her eyesight, but she's finding it's helped with a lot of other issues throughout her body. And for somebody to take that much cayenne pepper all at once in water, it might be a little bit too much. It might be a little too hot. So I can definitely see using capsules for something like that, for someone who can't handle that kind of heat, or maybe it's just a little much even if you can. So we all got to find what's going to work best for us. And anyway, I just wanted to share that. Don't forget that you have many other options besides tinctures. You can have capsules, or you can simply take things in water. You don't have to do everything the way one other person does it that you prefer to follow. Everybody's going to have their own different opinions, or just what they prefer better than others. When it comes to anything like this, it's never a one size fits all. And that's one of the biggest messages I like to get out to people whenever it comes to natural healing. There's never a one size fits all. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video and it just answered a couple questions people might have. And don't forget to check out, I'll probably be putting a couple links down below, so don't forget to check those out. And thanks for watching. Take care and God bless.